Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy ColtsTalk. We are back, and hey, as from the title, if you guys didn't know, this is kind of a normal situation now, but OTAs is taking place. A bunch of teams is out there. The Colts has had theirs yesterday, due to the time of this video when it's uploaded. And Parris Campbell went out there and put on the show in the 7v7s. And that's some things you like to see. And it wasn't just Parris Campbell. Matt Ryan was out there putting on the show, dotting up the defense. The defense has some stops too, so I will get into that. And also Alec Parris, he put on the show in a few plays. I didn't really hear much about Michael Pittman Jr. actually having a good day, but Parris Campbell and Alec Parris, Matt Ryan were definitely the standouts. Bobby Okereke had a decent showing. Julian Blackmon showed up. He was there. I heard Darius Leonard didn't do any training at all due to his ankle situation. We'll get into that into the future. Kenny Moore didn't show up. I think he's still going through with that contract issue and everything. Hopefully they get that resolved. But moving forward, second week of OTAs, Julian Blackmon showed up. It's a good sight to see him out there on the field. I do have everything here. So going into the 7v7s and 11 versus 11, the undrafted free agent Sterling Weatherford, he's out there. He's a defender, linebacker slash safety, to my knowledge. He stepped in front of Nick Foles and got a red zone interception. These are highlights from George Bremer. Shout out to George, he was there. He's usually there most of the time, so I just scroll on Twitter to try to see what's happening. I know Nate Atkins is usually out there. Joel's usually out there. So I keep track basically there via Twitter. So Sterling Weatherford got a red zone interception, and then Nick Foles bounced back with touchdowns to Drew Ogletree and Naheem Hines. Him throwing the touchdown to Naheem Hines is interesting because we know how much we want Naheem Hines a wide receiver and at the slot, and catching it out the backfield as a running back in general. So having him involved in this scheme is a good sight. Before that, they said Matt Ryan threw 3 straight touchdowns to Parris Campbell, and this is where the title leads off. That Parris Campbell had himself a good day. Hearing Matt Ryan dot to Parris Campbell 3 touchdowns is a beautiful sight because we all know the potential Parris Campbell can have if he stays healthy. And having him available in the season and see that chemistry that they're clicking with right now is, if that actually can work going into the season, I think we'll be pretty comfortable with the wide receiver room that we have. Moving forward, 3 more touchdowns for Matt Ryan. He threw one to Kylan Granson, Ashton Doolin caught one, and then Jonathan Taylor caught one as well. It's a good sight, getting the passing involved. You see Matt Ryan's getting comfortable. I heard good reviews from all the players from Matt Ryan's perspective and how he pretty much, goes about his day on the field and how he pretty much is a good quarterback. He steps up in the pocket and how his passes are going towards the targets. Very different from Carson Wentz. So this is a good sight. Moving forward, Matt Ryan tried to throw a deep ball to Alec Parris, but Isaiah Rodgers broke it up. That is nice. They said George said he only counted 3 incompletions of the day for Matt Ryan. So that's pretty good. That's really good. Really, really good. And it's nice to hear Isaiah Rodgers out there playing some good defense too. I've heard he had himself a good day. Defense got some revenge in the red zone session. Bobby Okereke had some nice plays. He said he broke up the pass to Michael Pittman Jr. for Matt Ryan. They said Matt Ryan responded with a touchdown to Alec Parris in the red zone, which is good. Like I said, he said the standouts was Parris Campbell and Bobby Okereke. So that's pretty good because we love to hear news about Parris Campbell and how he's moving around pretty much. They say Julian Blackmon took part of the 11 versus 11s. They said Darius Leonard, Coach Frank Wright mentioned Darius Leonard's injury. He said to be cautious. So he said he's still not practicing. He said he's trying to recover from his final bump with his ankle. So hopefully he can be fully recovered. Frank Wright did say he didn't need surgery either at the moment. So hopefully he doesn't need one going into the season. He's been playing on a bum ankle for half his career, but it was nice to see Darius Leonard on a full healthy ankle. It's really nice. Moving forward, Coach Reich said he's pulling for Parris Campbell. He said there's no favorites, but he's looked very good, and he'll have to earn every snap on the field. Fair enough. Coach Reich mentioned Julian Blackmon is mentally and physically on another level than when he came into the league. He's excited to see him get fully healthy, which is good. He also mentioned that being back for training camp, he don't think that's a stretch. talking about Julian Blackmon's potential to be back for training camp. Ashton Doolin is following a similar career as Zach Pascal. He made his name on special teams. Now he's trying to step more into a wide receiver role, which is good. So I guess Doolin has potential to be in that Zach Pascal role and actually be more successful than what he did last year, because he had a few plays that could have, took off, but due to the lack of quarterback play, I guess we all understand how that went. Marley Cox, he had a few questions. He said the tight ends are on high alert with Matt Ryan. He said he already checked the tight ends in several coverages, and he gets the ball there fast and on point, which is good because we're gonna need some QB play with some zips and actually get some dots out there. But the receivers have to be ready because we know the targets had a drop history, and it's going to be very critical going into next season. Marley Cox also mentioned on Matt Ryan. He said he's very demanding, but it's cool. He pretty much quizzed his teammates impromptu in the hallways, keeping guys on their toes. It's like having another coach in the room. It's kind of similar to Andrew Luck, which is good. It's nice to hear. It really is. Moving forward, Julian Blackmon said he feels good. He's talking about the goal to be ready for training camp. Moving forward, and that's pretty much sums up the day for the OTAs. But like I said, hearing good news about Matt Ryan is pretty dope to hear. It's nice to hear about Julian Blackmon being fully healthy and trying to prepare to be ready for training camp. It's good to hear Parris Campbell the same way, actually being involved, catching a lot of passes from Matt Ryan to try to get him involved in the system. And I'm kind of excited to see how Ashton Doolin is going to be involved as well. But like I said, it's good to hear Hines is out there catching the ball. I'm looking forward to seeing. I just can't wait for the season to start. But you guys let me know your thoughts about how the OTAs the second week went so far. How do you feel about Parris Campbell and Matt Ryan so far from what you hear or what you've seen from this video? Like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Marcus, and you've been Culture Shock.